So I'm out in our new garden patch today and we have a problem. Let me show you. The bean plants are getting nibbled off through the night. So out of a couple 50-foot rows, I probably have a dozen plants. So this garden space is about 45 feet by 100. So I needed to come up with a way to keep the deer out that was affordable and not permanent. I don't really want a permanent fence in the middle of this field. In case we decide we're not gonna garden here anymore, I don't wanna have to deal with taking it all down. 100 feet of the welded wire fencing that we would normally use to fence something that our other garden is fenced in and the deer don't get into there is going to be about $250. And I didn't really wanna spend $750 on fencing. Plus, I can't put that up by myself. So I needed to come up with a solution that I could do all by myself. And this is what I came up with. So I'm using T-post, which I can put in by myself. And we already had the T-post gadget that you push the poles down with. And then I got this Deer X landscape netting, which comes in a roll of 7 foot tall by 100 feet wide. These are 25 bucks. And I had to get 3 of them. It's super lightweight, so I can manage it all by myself. And I can just attach it with zip ties. All the way around, I've gone 4 notches up. And then I want to make sure that I pull it the same tightness all the way down. So this is the one I'm gonna use as a guide. So I'll bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. So I'm looking at this square and I wanna keep it right in the center. Otherwise, if you don't pay attention to that, your fence gets all lopsided. And I've only been putting 3 ties on each post. It's such a lightweight material. I think it'll be totally fine. And then I'll do the same thing the rest of the way down. So at this end, I have a post and I have a little bit of extra length, maybe 5 feet, 4 or 5 feet, that I have left hanging that I'm going to try to make into a gate. And then for a gate to get in, I simply took that strip of netting and a bamboo pole is woven in and out of the netting holes. Last night I simply put it like that. And when I got out here this morning, nothing had bothered it. The concerns with deer are going to be them jumping over something, not, you know, like a raccoon uses its little hands to get into things. So this should work just fine. Now, concerns I have using this material is like already here, somewhere this broke off. Oh, right here. This is already broken off here. So we have some netting on our chicken coop because one of the hawks took one of our chicks one year. So we put netting over. It's a different material than this. It's more like a nylon-y, and this is definitely a plastic. And then along here, weeds grow up into stuff like this really bad, and then you have a really difficult mess. So I went and got a pile of cardboard from downtown, which will be going along the edge of the fence. This took me so far about 3 hours of work to get it up. Doing the bottom of the fence will probably take me longer, to be honest, because putting that mulch on top of the cardboard is going to be time consuming. But that's okay. I'm just really grateful to have the mulch and the cardboard. So once we get the border done, this is what it'll look like all the way around it. And then I'm working on this to be a no-till bed eventually. If you've seen my past garden tours, our land here, it's high clay and it's just a pooled mess in the winter. So I need to build them up. So the chips were gonna go in between the beds to keep weeds down, but I think instead they're going to be going along the outside of this fence, and I will just keep this all bare for now and just hoe it until fall, and then I'll just start piling the grass clippings that I save. So the cost of this fence that I just put up was about $129. I already had the zip ties. To get the welded wire would have been about $804. So that's quite a bit of difference. And there's no welded wire around here, so we would have had to go out of town an hour and a half to get it and back, put it in a truck, which I don't have, so it would have been less convenient as well. This way I was able just to do a Tractor Supply pickup, go, they load up my car, I'm gone. So that saved me a lot of time. So our ultimate plan, my daughter and I would like to see this entire field completely fenced with some good fencing. So I didn't want to have a fence in the middle of it. So I'd rather save the money up for a nice fence around the entire field than putting part of it into a fence that we have to take down and put back up somewhere else later. So I think this is going to work out pretty good. I'm hoping it does. My main concern is really that material lasts and it doesn't just... The wind blew the cardboard out from underneath, and that's how it ripped the fencing away from the post, which is just really ridiculous. I mean, it should be stronger than that. At least there's a lot of those little net holes for me to re-zip tie on. I think in the end it's going to be okay. If we end up getting this field fenced in the next year or two, when we take that down, I will be able to make some little portable barriers for like our strawberries and things, so it's not like it's a waste of money. So anyways, if you're needing some sort of fence and you're looking at the different options, hopefully this was helpful to somebody. So until next time, see ya.